ChatGPT, how to prompt it, and some AI tools and how you can basically integrate it into your business. So as Campbell said, you could use it for an array of things if you want to do dietary plans, meal plans, travel guide, whatever you want to do. But I'm strictly just going to be talking about it from a business point of view. I am going to take up most of your day, so sucked in, you have to listen to me all day. What we just want to, the main thing I want to do is really just teach you guys actually how to use the tools properly, and it's about communicating with the tool. And you need to talk to it like a human. That includes using your manners. So saying please, thank you, because it's trained to act like a human, and if you're not using your manners with it, the studies have shown that you'll get different responses compared to using manners and not using manners. So you'll see in all my prompts that I'm always saying please, thank you, great work, all that sort of stuff, encouraging words to make sure that the employee, so to speak, is giving me the best outcome. All right, so I'm mainly going to do that. Now I'm going to go through quite a fair bit of stuff. I haven't timed it. So I'll get through as much as I can, because otherwise we will literally be here all day.
And you got the time police here.
And then, so it's going to keep me on track. So I will give 10 minutes also at the end, just if you guys have got any general questions on AI at all. Some things you just want to be thinking about. I'm going to show you like one specific program, but there's thousands of tools out there, right? So for each one of your industry, there's most probably a tool for that can help you be more efficient in your business. So with that being said, I might just ask a quick question. Who here so far has used ChatGPT or AI so far? Can you keep your hands up? Can you keep your hands up for everyone who uses it daily? Okay, that's not too bad. And who's actually got it integrated into their business? Keep your hands up. Someone got it integrated completely? Yeah, of course you do. We already spoke about it a few times, yep, and we just spoke this morning. Cool. Yeah, just mean like an AI tool that's like integrated into your business as opposed to just prompting ChatGPT. So you can be using it every day. So some days I might use it 4 or 5 hours a day, to give you an idea. Other days I might miss it, but I'm using it every single day, and I have it integrated into my business with the tools. And I'm always looking for more tools that I can integrate to make my team more efficient. So I'll just move on to the next slide, and you just have to excuse me. These PowerPoint things are, I just don't do them very often. They're a little bit old school for me. Yeah. All right, so yeah, what I'll do is I just want to talk about, I suppose, how AI will completely change the landscape for business. So I suppose some of the biggest things that we want to be thinking about is, yes, it's going to replace a lot of jobs, and a lot of those jobs are most probably white collar. But it also will create jobs, and it won't necessarily eliminate everything. So it could be like some aspects of marketing agencies, graphic designers, those sort of things in white collar. It's only because you guys are in the room, it just was easy to think of. It could potentially have an impact on those types of businesses. On the flip side, it can actually make those businesses 2, 3, 4 times more efficient. And of course, AI is still not human. You still need a human element. You still need that creativity. So you will see a big shift over the next 2 to 4 years with how the market's going to present itself. And like I said, a lot of jobs will be created with AI. The biggest thing that you guys want to be thinking about is just ensuring that you're looking to integrate it into your business. Businesses are going to get beaten by people that don't have AI in their business, right? So I've already got the upper hand already, right? I'm already developing software. I've already developed, right in the middle of doing it at the moment. I've already got it integrated into my business, and I'm already looking in about 3 months to develop a tool specifically for my other business with interior design. Okay, so for example, a big workload that we have, and you can do this quite cheaply these days, right? So a big workload that we have right now in Biku is we might use 200 suppliers to create a specific boutique look for a client. I'll be able to create a tool that my staff can use when we're creating a tool for looking for a specific item. It will bring up all the photos of all the products from all my suppliers at once that suit that style, look, color, timber, whatever variant that I want to look, which is obviously going to cut their time down dramatically. right? There's other things I'll be able to do too, like take a photo of an empty space and come up with creative ideas of how they could fill that space using artificial intelligence, right? So they're the type of things that I'm already thinking about. Now that's quite high level, I'm going to keep it simple, but you guys just want to be thinking about one, getting your muscle memory. Okay, muscle memory means this should be a tool you should be using every single day in your business, whether it's replying to an email, writing a quick post, Google review, right? So I don't write any Google reviews anymore. All the biggest reviews that I've had now where people read it have all been AI generated. I did one for the Pink Flamingo and I think it had about 2,000 views. Right, it was only a short one, I just did an AI, it took me 30 seconds. But Google kept emailing me saying we're having a huge impact on the business, right? So there's plenty of tools that you can use it for. The other big thing to keep in mind too with AI, it's not automated, right? It still needs human interaction. It still needs you guys to prompt it. It still needs your brain to work. So the stuff I'm going to show you is how you've just got to be thinking about it and how you want to talk to it and basically collaborate with AI. So just don't think it's a set and forget thing. You still need to work on it like anything. And you know, it's just going to keep improving over the years. Yeah, so they're the main things. So like I said, the main thing that I really want you guys to get out of today is to make sure you start using it. All right, start using it every single day and start looking for tools that you can integrate into your business so you can free up your time to do other tasks, to be more efficient, pump more jobs out, whatever that looks like. Cool, all right, we'll jump to the next one. Cool, so yeah, I'm just gonna start with a video because I just want to show you something that's about to be released. This is kind of going to blow your mind of the level that it's at. So while I'm going to be showing you simple things, I'm going to show you some stuff that's pretty mind-blowing. So let's give it here because I've got my little walkthrough here. Should have integrated all those links into the sheet, eh? All right, so I'm just going to play this video. I think I already turned up a little bit, but volume's not the main thing we're after here. I need to. Just give me one sec. So there's no music to this, but what you're seeing here has never happened before. This is not real. There's no videographer. This is not in Tokyo. This lady does not exist. She's never walked down this street. Okay, this is all artificial intelligence, and this is about to be released by OpenAI, who are the leaders at the moment with artificial intelligence. They're the same guys who do GPT. What this means is you'll be able to create videos like this, whether it's for your business, your website, whatever it looks like. And I'll give you an example of how I'm going to be using it in my business, just by prompting in words. And this is what you're going to get the outcome of. All right? Is that not mind-bending to think that this is not real and this has never happened and that person is not real? You're not going to be able to tell. Yeah, you won't be able to tell the difference between what's real and what's not. Yeah. Actually, what I'll do, I'll just go back and I just want to highlight, suppose, this prompt at the bottom here. So I want you guys just to read that. I'll read things out for you. Oh, you can't read it, right? A stylish woman walks down a Tokyo street filled with a warm, glowing neon and animated city signage. She wears a black leather jacket, a long red dress and black boots, and carries a black purse. She wears sunglasses and red lipstick. She walks confidently and casually. The streets are damp and reflective, creating a mirror effect of the colourful lights. Many pedestrians walk about. That was all that was typed in to create that video. Okay, so this is basically the level. So in my business, okay, I have a furniture business, as you know, design business, moving big chunky pieces of furniture to do photo shoots, styling tips for videos, all that sort of stuff is a major pain in the ass. So for me, I'll be able to say, well, let's demonstrate on how to place a rug in a living room, and I'll tell it the style, the look, the type of person that I want to be placing it, and it will generate effectively a video. Now, of course, the first releases aren't going to be quite as good, but it'll only take 1, 2, 3 months, and that's basically the capability that we've got. So this is one of just saying in Nigeria to record it at the markets in 2020 or 2035 or something. Right? So again, none of this stuff is real. Okay? That is scary. Scary good though for me. Cool, so let's get back into that. There's got to be a better way than doing that. Cool, so unlocking the potential of ChatGPT in business. So this is the main tool that I'm going to focus on today, and I'm just going to show you how to prompt on it. All right, it's really important that you understand how to get the best outcome. You've got to remember with these AI tools, they've got a predefined work frame that they've got to run by. So OpenAI have set parameters around how they want to respond. A lot of the times that's going to be around keeping everything short and summarizing. Where if you're getting into, say, Facebook marketing and you've never done it before and you really want to get into some deep strategy stuff, the first couple of prompts aren't going to get you what you want. You need to keep talking to it, keep working on it, and basically peel the layers off the onion to get the outcome that you want. So they've got to do that because there's so many people using it, right? All around the world, and the servers have got to keep up, and if everything was in long form content all the time, we wouldn't be able to get it. So you really got to know how to prompt it. Cool, so these are just some of the things I'm going to be showing you. It's just like how you can create some emails, marketing campaigns, how you can conduct data analysis. This is a game changer. If you don't know how to build spreadsheets and your system has shit reporting in it, you can just download a spreadsheet, load it into data analysis, and then you can just talk to it and say, well, tell me what, I will do the demonstration, but you can just talk to it and pull out any data that you want from that report, and it will visualize it. I'll show you how to generate images as well. So not only can you do videos, but you can generate images using AI. That's been around for a while. I'm sure you guys have done it, but it's just important to know about it. And then I'm going to talk about GPTs, which is basically a customized version that you guys can actually build yourself for your business, which is one thing would be very easy to do. I'll show you how to do that. And we can customize ChatGPT specifically for certain tasks for your business. Let's say you want it to be take on the persona of a professional Facebook marketing expert that specializes in PPC or whatever crap that you want to put together in that sentence. And then as you build that out, it'll only then operate in that manner. So again, you could then tailor that to your business. All right. Cool. Are we ready to go to the document now? So I've already preset all these prompts, okay, just to make it a bit quicker and just to make sure it flows the way that I want it to flow so I can get as much done as possible. And I better just log into the right account. So I have 4 of these accounts. I have one that I use personally myself. I have one for my business, for Biku, for my team to use. I have one for my staff overseas, and I have 2 different lots of staff overseas that do specific tasks. Now with OpenAI, you got 2 different versions. There's a free version. So the best thing to do is to start around with the free version. The paid version is much better, and you can do a hell of a lot more with it.
How much did you pay
I think it's like $24 US or something a month at the moment. I'm not really sure. It's just gone up a little bit. Yeah. Cool. So you can see here that at the moment, 3.5 is the free version. Okay, I'm going to be showing you on the paid version. So the AI's consciousness and how it operates and its effectiveness is much better on ChatGPT 4. 3.5 is much quicker, but its human consciousness, I'll put that in brackets, is not quite as good. There's actually a graph on it, which I didn't bother putting in. I'll just get a deep dive straight into it. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to get it to look at my business, okay? So the first thing I want to do, and with each chatbot, I should mention, sorry, you can see down the side here, I've got all these chatbots that are saved, okay? So the best thing to do is to train the chatbot at the beginning on your business information if you can. So that way it's got a bit more insight and will give you better outcomes of what you want to do. So the first thing I'm going to do, the other thing I should mention too when you're prompting, is just making sure that you just give it one task at a time. Okay, if you give it like 3 tasks, it'll give you do all 3 tasks, but it won't give you do the tasks as well as just doing one at a time. Again, because of the parameters around that have been set around SmartChat. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So because of the parameters set around OpenAI and GPT, it's set to summarize. So if you say to do 10 tasks, like the 10 tasks are going to be short. You really just want to break down one task at a time, and this is basically what I'm going to show you. Still doing pretty good on time here. Let's just see how quick. Now it can go a little bit slower when the US is awake. And what I might do, is that better for everyone?
Yes.
So all I've done is told it to look at my website and just to summarize the business, okay? So you guys can read that, yeah? Do I need to go a bit bigger?
So you can do any business like that.
Yeah, you could do it with any business. If you want to find out about your competitors and do a comparison, it's a very good way to do what we call web scraping. Okay, so it's very good, and I haven't touched on that because that was a little bit more high level. I will do another presentation for you in about 6 weeks, and I can step it up, and I would expect everyone to keep their hands up that they're using it every day when we get to that point.
Does it also give you like feedback? If you type in, what do you think of my website? Does it give you feedback?
Yeah, absolutely, but again, that'll be for more next time.
Okay.
All right, so here's the second prompt I'm going to give it. So what I've basically done here is I've just giving it some information about my business, what I specialize in, my customer base, my age group. They're professionals, they own their own business, they're house proud, they've normally got more than one house. And then I wanted to take on the persona of an expert email marketing strategist to help me create a post-purchase email marketing campaign. So let me just be clear, because I am using marketing, all right? The idea of OpenAI is it levels the playing field a little bit without you guys having to, for those who can't afford to pay for a marketing agency, this is an extremely good tool that will help you get out your marketing. It will never be as good as still having a marketing agency with real live people, okay? Because of the creativity, the knowledge, knowing the loopholes and how to hack the system, it never will be. But for those who can't, or using a combination of both, this is kind of where you want to go. All right, so I know if like a lot of solopreneurs, you're not going out and spending $1,200 or $2,000 a month on hiring an agency. This is a way that you can kind of level the playing field for you until you can grow your business up to the stage, and then I would engage and then use both. The agencies will start using AI because it'll make them more efficient, but they'll know how to prompt it better. They'll be able to add their human element into it. All right, so I'm just going to zoom out as I do this a little bit. So as you can see here, it's just giving me a post-purchase email marketing campaign, which is what I asked it to do. And it's given me 5 simple descriptions of what we could do. So thank you email, right? So it's pretty basic, again, because it's summarizing. So what you've got to do is you need to first look at this, and I need to kind of zoom in and out as I'm doing this, do I look at these 5 things and go, am I happy with that being my post-purchase flow? Now, for me, that's a hard no, right? I have 12 months of email automation, and you get 4 in the first 48 hours when you purchase from me with about 2 or 3 text messages, right? Which I all generate revenue off. Okay, so yeah, this sort of stuff can make you money. So this is 5. 5 might be enough for you, but I would want to extend it out to 10. So what I do is I say, great work. Can you please make 10? And so I'm not taking out the 3 because it just kind of understands what you're trying to do. So see how quick it is? Yeah. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. So I've got 10 there, look pretty good. And I might go, well, I don't like number 2, number 3, whatever it is. I might want it to suggest some ideas, give me an idea, or I might tell it I want to remove 3 or 4 and suggest some ideas, and insert something else. So, and every time you do this too, you just got to remember that every time you do this, even if you have exactly the same prompts, you're going to get a different response every single time. Okay? So it's never, ever exactly the same, even if you use the same prompt at the same time. This is why you need to work with it, bounce back and forth, and make sure that you tell it how you want it to be with what you've got in your mind. Otherwise, you're just going to get a mixture of generic things. 10 things for a post-purchase flow could be 10,000 different emails, right? It's just picked 10 of the top 10 that it's chosen to pick at this time. So you really need to be working on it and saying, asking it what I want to change. I'll need to actually change this one.
All your prompts that you have and you want the specific information, you have those the same as Word document, and you use the same one as in maybe a week's time to on a different pick out the prompts that you want.
I've simply done this just for the training to make it quicker, so I can get you guys through it just a little bit quicker. So, for example, I'm going to change this one to, say, remove number 2. And then I've asked it to give me some ideas, and then I've said, would an email from the CEO work? Because it hasn't put anything about, introducing yourselves as the owners of the business to say thanks or whatever you want to do. And then I've asked it to show me some ideas. Can everyone see that all right still? Or?
So like stop points.
Yeah, so all I'm doing is I'm just peeling back the layers. I'm not happy still with the 10 because I don't like number 2. I don't even know what number 2 is, but I've just hit number 2. Okay, and then what it's doing is saying it's going to replace it with the CEO message, which is now done. So we've got thank you email, message from CEO, product care tips, exclusive 20% discount offer. Okay, so they're the how I could integrate it, and it's given me ideas of other emails that I could add in there. So now what I want to do is I want to choose which one I want. So I'm just going to tell it I want number 2 and to add it into the email sequence. So now it's going to finalize the email sequence for me. Now at this point, when I'm happy with number 10, this is now when I would save it to a Word document, because this is when you need to break down each one of those 10 things. Okay, so what you don't want to be doing is scrolling up and down and trying to find your work. Once I'm happy with what I'm after, which I am, there's a way I could make that a bit smaller, but all right, if I'm happy with my 10 messages, so thank you, message from CEO, product care tips, exclusive discount, product highlights, custom review requests, loyalty program. If I'm happy with that 10, I want to make an email sequence now. I would copy and paste that into a Word document, okay, because you need to refer to it, okay? Yeah, you want to have it saved there because you're happy with that first version of what you've got, because you really want to be copying the first one and say, well, I now want you to write this email for me, okay? And I'm going to show you how that's done now. So, so my next prompt I'm going to ask it to do is, can you help me structure and write the first email. Tell me where I should have images and use a nice friendly tone of voice that's helpful in the content, please. And then I ask it a question at the end. All right, do you understand? Think of it like if you're giving a task to an employee, you want to be polite, and then you want to just make sure that they understand the task that you've given them. Sometimes it's a good thing to ask, is there anything else that I should add into it? Is there any questions that you've got for me? Right, always, a lot of the times, it's good to finish it off with a question, whether it's do you understand or do you have any ideas? Would you compare this to something else you got floating around in your mind? It's very good to ask questions with and to bounce ideas off. So if you could have your ideal person, let's say business consult coach, that you could talk to at any time, 24/7, what questions would you ask? What would you collaborate with? You could tell it to take on this persona of Steve Jobs if you want to, or Elon Musk. Or if you want to do something a bit more fun, you might, if you're a Swift, you might go Taylor Swift, right? And then you could talk to it and it will take on that persona using the data that it's trained on from around the world. So last time I looked, it was trained on over 400 billion points of data globally. And that's most probably increased. That was most probably back over half a year. So it's most probably much higher than that now. All right, so I've asked it to structure the email for me now. And so what it's doing, it's just suggesting how you could structure it. If I don't like anything, I'll tell it to change it. But just got to use your manners. All right, so you can see here it's got header image, a warm, welcoming image reflecting your brand style, possibly your logo or signature piece of furniture, body. Hi, customer's name. Thank you so much for your purchase. We're thrilled to welcome you to brand family. We believe you're going to love your new whatever it is, right? Then you can put in product image. It tells you what image, content image. If I want to extend this, I could put in it and say, can you please extend this by 30%? Or if it was too long, I could say, can you reduce this by 50%? Okay, try and use percentages. The more specific and the more detail that you give ChatGPT, and the more you treat it like talking to a human, the better the better the responses you'll get. Okay, so then it's even giving me some more information down the bottom at the footer. I put my social media links, right? So it even reminds you. The great thing, it reminds you of things, like you just forget. You might go, oh yeah, shit, I didn't think about that. Right, so it's good for that. And here was my example. So I'm just asking it to make it longer and more detailed in the copy. Again, I'm being very generic. You could be specific and say which paragraph by copying and pasting the paragraph that is created and say, can you make this paragraph 50% longer? I want you to add in something about crappy solar panels that are manufactured over in China, right? You can get specific and it'll just go and find the information and just write it. You as the expert can go, it's full of shit, or no, that's pretty accurate. And then you can get it to adjust it, right? So
you can even ask it to do it in Australian English too.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. So a lot of the times, and yeah, we'll do that. So I've tested that, and it goes very slangy. Yeah. The first thing you want to do is always, I've already told it knows where I'm located, but tell it where you're located, especially when you're creating content and stuff. So as you can see here with emphasizing. That's not the best example, but you want to use
that information to stick, because I have to tell it every single time I do it.
Yeah, a lot of the times with ChatGPT, it does need to be reminded. It's not a perfect system. You got to remember we're creating artificial human intelligence, right? So, you're trying to replicate how our brain works. So it does need to be a reminder, but you got to remember it's doing hundreds of millions of these conversations at once on the server. So sometimes you have to remind it and go, hey, don't forget to, and I've already done all this stuff and I've taken all that out of here, but sometimes you just have to remind it, go, don't forget to use tone of voice when you do this next email. Right? If you go from email sequence 1 to 2, you might go, don't forget to use Australian English, keep the same structure that we've been using previously. And what was the other one I was saying? Structure, English, and just location that we're in Australia, right? So you might just remind it of those things as it does each email. All right, so it's taking on a lot of information and storing, and you can see how many chats I've got saved. So it's still run by a computer. It's still not real. It's still mimicking human intelligence. You have to, like I said, it's not automated. You guys have to remind it. Excuse me.
All right. Just touching on that, I was just going to say, because I talk to mine so much and I pay for the premium, I've told it all about my history and my background and everything like that. And I tested out on a job, I was flushing a toilet and it was bubbling. And I go, I want to see how smart this is. So I told it about the problem, what was happening, and it came up with the solution on what to check and what it thought it was. And then at the end it says, but based on your experience, you'd be better off, you'd know more specific what this problem entails.
Yeah.
So it actually says that at the end of the problem because it knows it's learning.
Yeah. It is a bit of a suck up. It'll always tell you that you're right too. So sometimes you need to prompt it a bit more to go, well, stop agreeing with me all the time. Like, which way is better? I know my idea is a good idea, but yours is also good. But what's the comparison? So you can set up custom instructions in the back end, which I'll get to later, that you can set for your own business. So you can web scrape it with your business. And mine's all got trained on like brand data in the back end, not this specific one. This is just a generic one that I use. All right, so you could say to keep everything long form content, but mine just has a summary of my brand guidelines in the background. So when we're creating content, it's sticking to that tone of voice and all that sort of stuff. But again, you still have to remind it. It's not perfect. Cool. So I'll just zoom out a little bit. I know you can't read it, but what I've done is I asked it to increase it by 30%. And now we can see that the content's more rich, it's more wordy. Where are we? Cool. So you can see there's much more information here. All right. My advice is always to go through it again yourself, or minimum run it through another AI platform that focuses on copyright, and that'll take out that GPT-ness out of it that people will start recognizing. All right. The easiest way, I will read through it, but I just run it through another AI. Okay, another AI platform. I'll just copy this email, I'll paste it in, and then it will get reworded. And it'll take out like bigger words, it will simplify it. There's AI tools that are specifically out there that will humanize copy more than GPT. Okay, but for this instance, I'm just showing you how you can, various ways you could use ChatGPT. All right, so I'll move on to the next one. Is there any quick questions on that? We should most probably hold until the end, but
Ryan, could you
I'm running out of time.
for an age group? Could you say reword this for an 18 to
Yep.
25-year-old?
Whatever you want.
And then the professional or tradesperson.
Yep.
Always add in if this sort of tradesperson is 25 or professional person or male, female.
Yeah.
Oh, trained.
You asked them to do the images in there somewhere with that.
Yeah. I'm running out of time already, I know.
Yeah, well, it's 22 now.
Yeah, righto.
I'll put a bell on it at 10 to.
Yeah, thanks. Cool, so I'm just doing it again on a new link. Okay. And I'll just show you very quickly on this one. And now I'm going to ask it to do, so what I'm asking it to do here is to take on the persona of a Facebook marketing strategist, help me create a detailed and instructional 2 pay-per-click advertisement campaigns for interior decorating services. Okay, and then what it's doing, it's going to give me the copy for the ad, tell me what metrics I should be looking at, give me through the images. And again, what you want to do is you want to copy and paste this in and get it to expand on this. So I can just paste that in, that first prompt there, and go, please expand on this. So I can give you more detail, and this is why you need to save it. All right, so now it's going to give me a more detailed view. Cool, I'll just jump straight to this because we're going to run out of time. So you can see we're getting to much more detail. All right, so you've got to keep playing around with it. Like I said, it's not perfect. I can get it to generate images.
Through ChatGPT.
Yep. Please create me an image of a young male and female couple holding hands walking along the beach at sunset with mountains in the background on a clear night.
That's only on the paid one though, isn't it?
This is on the paid one, yep. But there is, no, not with this one, no.
And can you ask it to put your logo in?
If you're not willing to spend $30 on your business a month to get this tool, you've got to, you need to think about that. So here's like an image. Again, that's created. It has done opposite directions on this one. The ones I did last night were better, but again, these will keep improving more and more. Let me just do the next one.
So sticking. But if you asked it to put your logo in there too?
No, you'd need to do that separately.
Right.
So it's still limited on that. But you remember, all I'm using is a basic image generator. What you'd want to do is, with that question, is go and find a tool that may be able to do both, which I'll just run you through a couple of tools and then I'll finish off.
Is the tool like a plug-in?
Pardon?
Is that like a?
No, they don't do plugins anymore. They now have GPTs, which are those customized chatbots that you've now got. I mean, if we had more time, I'd be able to show you it all, but I'm going to run out of our time here. Is that better? Yeah. There you go, right way around, 16 by 9, walking down the beach, right? Now these are going to get better and better over time. Let me just quickly move on to, we'll skip that one. All right, I'm going to show you how we can do a data analysis.
You've got 5 minutes left now.
Righto. I'll just do this last one and then I'll move on. Yeah, I've just slapped the spreadsheet in. So I can just type in, show me the top 10 selling products in a visual display based on revenue. So it's now analysing my spreadsheet. It's just 2 months worth of data. It'll now bring up the top 10 products.
Is this on the paid version as well?
This is through, I'm not sure how to, I've been paying for it from day dot, so I'm not sure if you can access. Yeah. Think of GPTs as like a marketplace. All right, so this is based on revenue, my top 10 products for those 2 months. And then it's going to create me a graph. So I can sit there and just talk about this spreadsheet and ask about the data and do comparisons. Right, see how quick and easy that is? So here are what GPTs look like. This is the marketplace where everyone's customized these GPTs. My advice is to really go in here and have a look at all these things that are on here.
So do those cost addition, if someone else has already created them, are they an additional cost to pay?
No. Sometimes they've got little subscriptions that you need to have in the back end of them, but most of the time, not so much.
So for the ones that you've got here, other businesses, how many staff are accessing that one account?
As many as they want.
So it doesn't
I just have one username, one login.
It doesn't matter.
No, because they can have their own chat saved. So they just have their own name, their own chats, and off they go. All right, so the next... with the best way to implement Round, besides using ChatGPT and doing that, the best way to integrate and have it working in your business is actually have a chatbot on your website. So chatbots now, because it has natural language processing, It can have conversation. It can be trained on your knowledge base, so all your business data. So if it can connect into like your messenger, it can connect into your website, and it can basically ask any question and then respond to it. So you can see here, I've got this one that I've got built in here, and I could ask if we're offering a free design consultation or whatever questions I want to ask. And as you can see, it's just going to respond. Right, so this is the best way to integrate. Just wait till I get this done because I'm running out of time, Jace. Is to get this integrated into your business and have a centralized place for your incoming customer inquiries. Because what it can do with any inquiry that you got coming in, whether it's a Facebook message or a Facebook comment, or just an inquiry from a web form or something on your website, it can handle most of the inquiries for you. All right, so I'll just skip along. Here's some of the data that you can see. So 53% of consumers get frustrated by slow replies, while 62% prefer chatbots for quicker responses over human agents. Deploying chatbots can cut customer service costs by 30%, boosting efficiency and customer satisfaction. Chatbots are set to save up to $11 billion by 2023. You guys get the idea. Plus, you've got the increased conversion. So you've got 20% increased conversion rates across all industries with up to 40% in retail, just by having a chatbot in place on your website. So that's whether your service base is up to 20%. So I've built that chatbot, and that is on my website, but there's a lot of flaws with a lot of the chatbots that are out there right now. And so Adam and I, we've teamed up together, and we're actually developing SmartChatAI, which is going to be a chatbot that is basically going to integrate all your incoming communication down to tradie level. So if Jason gets a phone call, he's on the tools, can't answer the phone, AI will, instead of going to message bank, AI will answer it. It'll have the ability to answer any questions based on the information he's given the bot to be trained on. And we'll be able to send through that information through to Jason and set up appointments and that. So whether it's retail, service space, any of those things, that's what we're basically developing. I already know as a business owner how many different tools and that we're using to try and, I know I'm out of time, to try and communicate with your customers. This basically will centralize it all. So whether you've got a web form, if someone fills out the web form, it will just email back. Yeah, it's time to go. Do you want me to still do Q&A?
Yeah, just a couple of questions would be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. So
But it is so good in regard to you have an office administrator or a PA, you don't need them anymore, and they can do things more sophisticated. And I've only just touched on a bit, and I'll just ask Anita then, you
Yeah.
use it quite extensively.
Oh, not as extensively as Ryan's.
Yeah.
But it just shows the potential what you can do in your personal life and your business life or
yeah.
whatever.
So for you guys, for you that are solopreneurs, you can pay just $19 US a month. It's integrated in your business. It'll do all your social media, do the whole lot. You can have like 5 users, so you can have your whole team go in there and access if you've got it. It's extremely cheap now. To build a chatbot for my retail business would have cost me 40, 50K. Now I'm on a 99. Basically, I'm on this plan, the $99 plan.
So once they can
Obviously,
use
I'm
that
not paying for it.
They can use that free one for as long as you like.
Yeah, with the GPT. But this is
Is that free? And it's got, it's that good?
Having a good, like CRM does a lot, Zoho CRM has their Zia chat, so you can go and ask it, what are the top 10 sales for this month, and it'll just bring up all that information. They got the chatbot that does similar things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So there's so many tools out there that can do all
You
that.
need to go and find tools that are specific for your business. I'll just quickly touch on this. So we're offering to set it up for people, doing a pre-sale. It'll be ready in about 40 days. The actual website will be live in a week. If you guys sign up with this today, you pay $149. We'll actually build it all for you. Put all your knowledge, your business data, get it integrated to all your social media platforms, and then you can load it up onto your website. So normally we're charging $4.95 for that. You could also just sign up and just pre-register if you want to do self-setup. and you don't want us to do that. And that way we've just got your information. We'll send you out a link once we're live in about 40 days. Once, this is for the chatbot. This is for SmartChatAI, which is a new business. I ran out of time, but I've converted from Biku. I'm now doing this. I think it's better suited for this group than you'll know what I do with the furniture shop. So, and I just love AI. But yeah, let's jump into some questions. Yeah.
Can you, does it have any, like the ChatGPT part?
Yeah.
I've just spent days writing a tender
Yeah.
that I've taken bits from other tenders that we've done before.
Yeah.
Does it have the ability to do that for you, like, and you input information from other places?
Yeah. So the first thing that I would do is, if you've got a really good tender that you've already written up already, is I would be loading the document straight into GPT, because you can upload the PDF. And you can go, this is the structure I like of the tender. And then I can go, here's a new tender I've got to do. Can you start writing it out for me? Starting with page 1 on this tender, and start going through and just give it the topics. And then just make sure you're referring to what the other one looks like and get it to add the information. You've still got to work it a little bit, but it will cut your time in half easily. Right? So a friend of mine does tenders up in Early Beach. As you know, I'm from up there, so all my mates are all business owners up there. She does tenders for people, works with the council, does all the big music festival, hosts schoolies up there. So she runs all that up there. So she has to do a lot of tenders, expert at doing them. I showed her with using ChatGPT, and it's changed the way that she does it. You still need to review it. You still need to look at it. But yeah, you can just load the documents up and get it to do it. Yeah, not a problem. Questions? Yeah?
Let's say you have Word doc or notes, and obviously it's limited to how many characters you can put in. What's a trick to have more characters in, like to add a link or make it into a PDF? What would be a trick to be able to view more characters?
When you're doing ChatGPT?
You want to do it on your phone, right?
Yeah.
So rather than...
You're talking about using ChatGPT, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're limited to characters. So what would be a trick to add it as a link, or so that it can view more characters? Does that make sense?
You mean when you're copying and pasting stuff in?
Yeah, let's say
You're limited to how many characters you got on there. Yeah, do a link, right? So my website has 1,600 links on it. I have 10.5 million characters on my website. That's just my retail website. That's not my service-based website, okay? So just think about that for a second, how big my retail website is. It's massive. So the quickest way for me to do it, and even that's not scraping. Scraping is where it's looking at all the links, okay? And so while it's not scraping, it's getting enough information about the business that it can articulate more. The best way to do it is just to copy and paste, and just copy and paste over and over again. I've had to do it back in the beginning before it even had the access to the internet. And I would copy and paste, say, a whole tender, and I'll just copy and paste it to go maximum links, characters reach, so then I'll just copy and paste the rest in. And that still trains it.
Yeah.
So that's the best way. But on your phone, yeah, sometimes it's a little bit harder to do it. Yeah, another question
Any other questions?
on that, or how to use it?
Well, that's been brilliant, and I mean, the offer that you have done for...
Yeah, it's just for
someone-
this group that we're doing this for, so.
That's pretty special. Can you take a photo of that on my thing?
Ryan, Marion asked if we could possibly get a copy of that presentation
Yeah, of course.
that we can put into the private group and maybe
Yep.
attach to the email next
Yeah, I
week.
can shoot it out.
Got the video